Each and every one of us are born with cells in our body with various amounts. We have red blood cells, which give our blood the color red and help carry oxygen throughout our body. We have white blood cells that fight diseases and help build our immunity. And we have platelets that help stop bleeding. When these blood cells multiply, they get into our bone marrow and other tissues in our body, which start to cause blood cancer and results in the cells not being able to do their jobs. The red blood cells can no longer distribute oxygen throughout the body. The platelets cause bleeding out and cause us to bruise easily. And white blood cells start to die and cause bad immunity, which results in us having diseases. When these start to When the blood cells start to, I'm sorry, I lost track. Just keep going.
Just go ahead.
Okay.
Go where you.
When the blood cells start to multiply, this causes blood cancer. There are three main types of blood cancers that can form: leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma. According to the LLS, which is the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, every 3 minutes, someone is diagnosed with a form of blood cancer. Around 174,250 Americans this year will be diagnosed with blood cancer. This all started in 1944 when Robbie Day Villers died at the age of 16 with leukemia. His parents started the LLS program, and with their determination, it was now the largest health organization to fund blood cancer. And that's a picture of him. The Leukemia Lymphoma Society has raised over $1.2 billion so far. And one of their major organizations is the Pennies for Patients, which is done throughout elementary, middle school, and high schools around the United States. Teachers and students work together to raise money in their classrooms and amongst the school in result of donating it to the Pennies for Patients, which goes back to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And the money is used for research. My high school actually, there's some of the boxes that we decorated. But when your school starts the Pennies for Patients, you get sent the plain boxes, which is the white ones. And our high school, the way that we did it was that we set up a prize, I guess you could say, and a decorating contest. So that made us all work together even harder as a class to decorate the boxes. And we could decorate them however we wanted to as our advising class, and then the school would give us prizes for the most decorative box. We also did a fundraiser that we put one of our administrators in jail, and each dollar that we raised was a minute that he had to stay in jail, and the jail was made of like pipes that we put together, and he had a chair in the middle, and he just had to sit there the whole day, and one of the teachers would watch him to make sure that he didn't get out. And we could pass him, and he would taunt us and try to get us to let him out and all this stuff, but he sat there for a majority of the day depending on how much money we raised. We also did a program called Pennies for Panic, which was around the Halloween time, and it was basically where students of the arts program would decorate the building in haunted, I guess you could say, form. And the students that wanted to participate would dress up as characters and hide around the school, and you would pay a $5 admission to come to the Pennies for Panic. And all that money that we raised would go towards them as well. It was an amazing program to see us as a school work together. We raised thousands of dollars to be donated, and it's just an eye-opening experience to see how much a small penny of donation that goes into the boxes can result in something so big. We actually had a student that was diagnosed with leukemia one year, and part of the proceeds went towards his family, and part of it went towards the Pennies for Patients to help the research. If you're not in high school now, which none of us are, or if you don't have siblings in high school that don't participate in it, on their website you can donate money, and you can pick any school in the United States that you want to donate money for. It can be local, it can be out of state, it doesn't matter, and you have a donation box on the screen where you can put any kind of amount of donation that you want to make. Whether it's $5 or $500, any donation will help. But that's one of their major things that they do. There's other things that they do as well, but the big thing is the student involvement, because the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society focuses on children and young adults, so at 18 it cuts off. So that's why they focus more on schools than anything else. And then these are my sources, which is all of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Okay, thank you.
Do you need me to save this on here? or-
Okay, now, the next part of this is, which I didn't mention, okay, let's have, is Tyler, ask a question. What you do is you stay right there and asks a question. And the way we do that, the person who just spoke, the first one is always, we just choose somebody. You will be the next person to ask the speaker a question.
Okay.
All right?
What made you choose to do your topic on leukemia? Like, why is it so important to you?
It's not necessarily